A dispatcher at County Dispatch, a parent agency, takes a 911 call. The incident type is domestic disturbance, a law enforcement call, and it genuinely belongs to the sheriff's office to handle. She creates the ticket, and the sheriff's office never sees it. Not an error message, not a warning. The ticket simply isn't there. That's GitHub issue 70. And today, that gap closes, with 3 complementary ways to share a ticket across organizations. 3 mechanisms, and you'll see all 3 live in this video. A standing routing rule, configure it once, and every matching future ticket shares itself, forever, with 0 effort per call. Manual sharing, a dispatcher picks one specific ticket right now for one reason. And a standing relationship, 2 agencies that formally agree in advance to see each other's tickets, optionally only during a declared event, on a timer that expires itself. All 3 share the same underlying protections: what a partner organization can see, what they can do, and a full audit trail. Every one of them is off, by default, until somebody turns it on. I am signed in as a super admin at County Dispatch. Cross-org sharing configuration lives under Settings. I will search the sidebar for routing, and there it is, Cross-org ticket routing, and install wide setting, so this page is super admin only. 0 rules. That is true here, and it is true on every install until an administrator sets one up. New rule. A rule needs 4 things: which organization the ticket is owned by, which organization gains visibility, what to match on, and how much access to grant. Owning organization, County Dispatch, where the ticket actually gets created. Target organization, County Sheriff, the one that should gain visibility. For match on, I'll leave it at incident type group, the broader, simpler, and most common choice, and pick law enforcement. From this point forward, every ticket of that group, created under County Dispatch, shares itself automatically. And the tier, View. Read only, with the sensitive fields redacted. We'll see exactly what that hides in just a minute. SAID rule. 1 rule. Active. It doesn't touch anything that already exists on this install. Only tickets created from this moment forward will ever match it. A real call comes in. Incident type, domestic disturbance, that puts it in the law enforcement group. So this ticket will match the rule I just built. A short scope, a caller narrative, and I'm ready. Submit. That's the entire dispatcher side workflow. Nothing about sharing to configure, nothing extra to remember. The share happens automatically, silently, at the moment of creation. Switch into a completely separate login, a dispatcher at County Sheriff. Its own account, its own session, its own permissions. And there it is, Neighbor Dispute, Riverside Avenue, tabbed Shared from County Dispatch. A minute ago, this session could not have seen this ticket if it had asked. Opening it works exactly like any of the Sheriff's own tickets. Same click, same page. But look closer. No caller name. No phone number. No narrative description. No activity log. What is here? Location, incident type, severity, status, the operational facts a responding unit actually needs. That's View tier, read only, and only the dispatch relevant fields. Notice there's no share button either. Only the ticket's actual owner can share it onward. Hold that thought, it matters a lot in a few minutes. Back at County Dispatch, the ticket that started this whole story. The share button. Every incident's owner gets this, so any dispatcher can hand off access in the moment, no admin required. It already lists the routing rules grant to County Sheriff. Say the fire department wants to stage an extra unit nearby, mutual aid, mid-call. Target, neighboring county fire. Tier, assist, not just look, but add notes, update status, assign their own units, same as one of our own dispatchers. A reason for the record. Share. One more login, neighboring county fire. A completely independent department, no relationship at all to County Dispatch or County Sheriff. And there's the same ticket, live, seconds after it was shared, pushed straight to this board, no refresh. Assist tier looks different. The caller's name, the phone number, the full narrative, all of it, unredacted. And this tier means write access to, not just reading. Let's prove that. A quick note, Engine 12, staged and standing by. And add note. That note is now part of this incident's activity log, written by a dispatcher who works for a completely different organization than the one that owns the ticket. Back at County Dispatch, opening share again shows both grants, side by side, the standing rules, and the one I just made by hand. If the mutual aid need is over, I revoke just this one. Revoke, and it's gone. The rules grant to county sheriff is completely untouched. Revoking one grant never touches another. On the fire department's board, the very next event for this ticket simply stops naming them. No lag, no refresh required on their end. Now, the third mechanism, but first, a ticket that belongs to county sheriff itself, nothing to do with county dispatch at all. A welfare check. Submit, and county sheriff owns this one outright. Standing relationships live right next to routing rules, in the very same cross-org sharing settings group. But I am no longer super admin here. I am county sheriff's own org admin, configuring a relationship for just my agency. And again, nothing here yet. Propose relationship. I'll call this one sheriff. Fire, mutual aid zone. Mutual aid is the relationship type. Descriptive only, it doesn't change any behavior. Members, county sheriff, and neighboring county fire. Here's where it gets interesting. Access and redaction are two separate dials, not one. Access tier, assist, real write capability, once this goes live. Redaction, view, caller, and patient detail stays hidden, even for a trusted partner, unless somebody deliberately widens it. I'll require explicit activation and cap it at 1 minute, deliberately short, purely so this video doesn't make you wait. A real installation would set this to the length of an actual shift, or a declared event. Propose. My own organization's row approves itself automatically. Proposing is county sheriff's consent. Neighboring county fire's row stays pending, and it'll stay that way until somebody logged in at that organization says yes. I can't check that box from here no matter what permissions I hold. One more login, neighboring county fire's own dispatcher. A pending invitation, waiting for exactly this account. This is two-party consent in practice. County sheriff's proposer could not tick this box for us. Only fire's own approver can. Approve. Both sides have now said yes, independently. The relationship is active. But active doesn't mean visible. This relationship still requires an explicit activation step. Right now, county sheriff's welfare check ticket isn't here. Consent isn't visibility, somebody still has to turn it on. Activate. A reason for the record and a duration. I'll use the 1-minute ceiling I set earlier. Confirm. And there it is, county sheriff's welfare check, live on our board, tagged shared from county sheriff. This ticket existed before the relationship was ever proposed. Activation doesn't just cover brand new tickets, it covers everything already open. Open it up, and the two dials from a minute ago are exactly what you'd expect. Because I set redaction to view, the caller's details and the narrative still don't cross this boundary, even though I set access to assist, and a dispatcher here genuinely could add notes, update status, assign a unit, the same real capability we used with the fire department a few minutes ago. Write access and field visibility, configured completely independently. Back on the relationship page. Currently activated, counting down. Notice what is not happening, access itself isn't scheduled, and it isn't waiting on any background job to notice the clock ran out. Every single request from every member organization checks the database's own clock completely fresh, whether 1 second has passed or 59 minutes have. That 1-minute window I set is now well behind us. Let's refresh this page and look again. And there, not activated. This badge needed a little help to catch up. A routine tidy-up pass just ran. The same housekeeping a production install runs on its own timer, every few minutes, closing out the audit record. But that housekeeping isn't what revoked anything. The access itself was already gone the instant the clock crossed the line, badge or no badge, job or no job. That's the single most important guarantee behind every standing relationship in this system. A real activation would run an hour, a full shift, however long the actual event lasts. I only used 1 minute so you didn't have to sit through it. Reloading county sheriff's welfare check. Gone. That has nothing to do with the tidy-up pass from a moment ago. I didn't click anything to revoke it either. The 1-minute window simply closed, and the very next check said no, immediately, on its own. That's the retime guarantee. Expiry isn't a promise for later. It's already true the instant the clock says so. 3 mechanisms, 1 shared foundation. A routing rule for the predictable pattern, set it once, done forever. Manual sharing, for the one-off, a human decision, bounded to 1 ticket made by whoever's actually on the call. A standing relationship, for a genuine 2-party partnership, consented up front and optionally live only during a declared window. Every one of them respects the same two tiers, view and assist, the same redaction rules, the same shared from badge, and the same audit trail who shared what, with whom, under which rule or reason, and who actually opened it. And, critically, no share, at any tier, from any of the three, can ever be reshared onward by the organization that only received it. Access can never chain past who the real owner agreed to. Find all three under Settings, Cross-Org Sharing, Cross-Org Ticket Routing, Super Admin only since it is install-wide, and Cross-Org Standing Relationships, which an org admin configures for their own agency. Manual sharing lies right on the incident itself, the Share button. For whoever is working the call, no admin required at all. Every install ships with this off, by default, until someone with the right role decides to turn it on. That is GitHub issue 70, closed, for the parent agency, the child agency, and every kind of mutual aid in between.